This right here is part of the oil screen system. And it's real nice. You don't have to replace the oil filter. This little part goes to the tensioner, which is for the cam chain. But what I've done is taken my Moto Seal. I've taken a little bit of the Q-tips or earbuds or whatever. This is the O-ring for the oil seal. It's an old one. Some oil rings or some O-rings you can reuse, like this. Some it's better to replace. Then what we do is this little part right here. We'll go over here. Let's see if I can line this up. It's hard to do too because my hands are arthritic, so I can't move as fast. I wish I could, but you know, I'm not 17 anymore. I'm pushing 60. All right, the screen goes in just like this. Now, what happens in the scheme of things? Like I said, if you want to understand how something works, you have to know how it works. Our little oil pump in here takes the oil from the bottom. It pumps it through here, through this screen. It comes out towards me from the screen. There's another little hole in here that all the clean oil will go up into the engine cavity. Well, right here, there is a hole right here that goes behind this rocker lifter, and it goes through the rocker arm, not the arm, this is the arm. It goes through the spindle. It's hollow, and that dumps a lot of oil onto your rockers and things up here. Okay, that's how that's done. Now, it's actually not an oil filter. It's a strainer. And what a filter does, a filter actually takes the carbon, little pieces of you know, like exhaust carbon, and it filters it out of the oil in a paper filter, so that little pieces of carbon grit don't get on your rings on your piston right here and act like sand and ruin your carburetor. Carburetor. Jesus Christ, I'm getting old. Carburetor. Yes, this is the carburetor. That's what we call it in America. It's called a carby in Australia. That's right, and I don't know what the hell they call it in Japan. Well, anyway, after I put the spring, or the filter in, it's hard to get it because it's on the bottom here. I put this spring in right here, and this spring will hold the mesh tight against the orifice or what hole or whatever the hell it is. Then I'll take my cap right here and I'll put a little bit more Moto Seal around the outside of it, and it just screws on right here. Mainly what this is used for is it's a nice thing where you don't have to go and spend $8 or $9 on a filter every time you go to change the oil. That's what it's for. It's not really there. It's to take out the big particles. It's what's called a 100 grit screen. They got 100 grit, 50 grit, 125 grit, 225 grit, and the finer the screen, the more crap it takes out of the oil. Now this is a 50cc engine. They put these damn things in, what do they call those? Remote control airplanes or weed whackers. It's not a Ferrari F1 V12 Berlinetta engine. But what it is, I will tell you one thing about this motor, is that Honda has spent millions of dollars developing it and fixing it. When the Japanese find a problem, they don't hide it. They don't pretend it's not there. They fix the damn thing. Because it's their code, their Bushido. Well, I don't know if it's part of their Bushido code, but the Bushido code is part of their code of honor for war, I believe. I mean, taking it from an Iteki or a foreign barbarian's point of view. I mean, that's what they call anyone that's non-Japanese. I guess you're you're a foreign barbarian. Which they're damn close to being right. Anyway, enough on that history lesson. If the Japanese tell you to use a certain type of oil, a certain amount, just use it. If you look right here, this, I just put this in this oil deal, and the owner was having a problem seeing what the oil level was like. So I used some white special oil-based paint to put on this, and when you're at the very top of this, you're full. When you're at half, you're at half. If there's no oil showing when you pull this out, then chances are your engine isn't running too well. But they'll tell you exactly how much to put on there. Now that probably tells you in Japanese. I don't know if that's upside down or what. I don't know. And then it tells you in metric, 0.6 liters, which is megaliters or kil. Oh shit! I'll be right back.